And we are back. Woo! It's getting hot up in the room, baby. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. If you are just tuned in, you are tuned in to Sundays at the Square. I am your host, Toni Ringgold, and I'm sitting here with a dynamic panel of beautiful African-American women of all hues, and we are talking about colorism. Miss Serenity, you've been holding your tongue, and I know it was something that you've been wanting to say, so I wanted to give you the floor for a minute, but I'm telling you, Miss Julia just said a mouthful. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. I needed to hear that, too. Yes.
Well, I just wanted to speak about organized separatism among the black community. Speaking of organizations that went with this brown paper bag, and I hate to say it,
Say it.
but we got to call out the Divine Nine, because that's how it started.
Please. Don't be scared. This ain't the time to be scared.
I was just telling it last night.
Come on.
What I will say, she's right though. Historically, she is absolutely correct. And I'm gonna let you. Go ahead. Break it on
now.
down.
Not to say that I am against the Pan-Hellenic Greek Council, which is the traditional black fraternities and sororities. I am all for them and what the service to the community, and they give our children something to inspire to be. Absolutely. And I support them in everything that they do. However, they still, to this day, gravitate towards a look. You know, if you are AKA, you're going to be going one way. Pretty girl. That is right. If you're going Delta, you're going to be going another way.
Don't look it up.
If you're going, Zeta Phi Beta, you're going another way. And if so
that's the cross. That's the in between.
And then they would get the fraternities that would join with them, AKA A Phi A. Okay, and this is what you get. You get your Kappa.
Pretty boys.
Yep, and then the Deltas would get their Kappa Alpha Psi, and then how we go. However, they still promote that negativity in the colorism.
Well, I will say this. I had to stop you right there.
Okay, please.
Because I've had the pleasure of interviewing and being around a lot of the Greek organizations, and I can only speak for what I've seen here. What I will tell you is that just last night I had the pleasure of going to it was a big event that the Zetas put on, and they honored the Divine Nine and the amazing, incomparable, dark-skinned sister, Miss Cheryl Underwood, who is a Zeta. Might I say? So she broke that little thing. You see the in between thing. She was there last night and she hosted. And what I will say is that I did not see colorism within the organizations. And I was looking for it because I see school days, okay? Listen, and so I was looking for it. I was looking for, okay, are the AKAs only gonna be light skinned or the and no, they were all, and not only were they all different hues, they were all shapes and sizes, and I loved that. But yes, you are absolutely right. Historically, when you look back, that's what you see. But I have to give them their props in that what I saw last night was not what I was expecting to see.
Well, I think that they've grown. Right, they've grown out of that, because I know when I was down at Grambling, which is my alma mater, when I was at Grambling, it was, a whole mix. All the AKAs were not all light skinned. Right. I wanted to be a Delta. Didn't make it, but it's all right. But, you know what I'm saying? Because I chose to go join the Army after that. But, and Delta's just in case y'all listening, come find me later, because I want to, pledge grad.
They have alumni.
Right, that's what, the alumni chapter, because, I still feel that I should be a part of that. But, it was definitely a difference between how everybody looked, because when I did get down there to Grambling, that was exactly what I thought, that it was going to be all the AKAs was going to be light, all the Deltas was going to be dark skin, and, the Zetas were, like I said, and we called them in between because you had dark, you had light, and then you had, the mixture of colors. You know what I'm saying? So you had those mixtures of colors. Yes, Toni. So, it was just like that. But like you said, it was not what I thought, what I had seen and what I had gained and, gleaned from TV and what people had told me when I get down there of what to expect. Because, when you go to Louisiana, colorism, it starts at the tip, and by the time you get all the way down, deep down past, we're just gonna go past 9th Ward and New Orleans. You start getting down that way, you know, that whole stretch is colorism. You know, because when I got there, people act like they had never seen a light-skinned person. And I was like, what's wrong with y'all? All these light-skinned people running around here with green eyes, and y'all act like you've never seen one before. And people mostly said, hold on, go ahead, Mama. No. You know, and people would be like, are you Creole? And I'm like, nah, I'm black. And they're like, you black coming down here?
Yeah, quadroon.
Last time I looked, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, but then I had to go and throw that little boast. I'm from Chicago. You know, throw that out there or whatever. But go ahead, Serenity.
Yes.
I just wanted to speak about colorism in terms of our children. It is so important. Now, I'm adopted. So are my brother and sister. Adopted. But we're not a family. I was adopted by my father, who is a very dark-skinned man, because babies like me did not get adopted.
That's deep.
That's the next part.
But that's the truth.
That's real.
Yes. And he said, I want a child that looks like me, and nobody's going to come get her. And so he adopted me. My mother and my father did. Then they went to adopt my brother and sister. They're twins. They were her babies, light skin, very light. And so we had this divide even within our home, because my father died when I was 4. My mother never remarried. So the entire family, my grandmother, my mother, my brother, my sister, light. And I'm the little piece of coal sitting there in the middle of the photograph, like, why are you here? Yeah, I'm the black sheep.
I went through that.
Yeah.
You were the black sheep.
So, and even the black sheep. You see what you see? This is what I have to. This is what I have to say. That was very. I'm so glad that you touched on that. These terms, these words that we use. I was just watching Empire the other night, and on Empire, Cookie went to go see one of her homegirls, Pound Cake. Now, Pound Cake, they were in jail together, and one of the guards was a white guard, raped Pound Cake, and she became pregnant and had a baby. He stole the baby while she was in prison, right? Man, you gotta watch. Empire is good. I don't care what nobody say. But she stole the baby, and finally, years later, okay, Cookie's out, she's rich. She goes, sees Pound Cake, she said, I'm gonna find your baby. Goes to the guard, he says, where is she finds the guard, you better tell me where this baby is. I know the baby's in the system. He said, oh no, she's not, the baby wasn't in the system. Actually, because she was light skinned or she was white, what we did is we sold her to a special adoption agency. And because the lighter skinned kids get adopted. That is so, I mean, I'm telling you, it is something that is so deep rooted. I have to touch on something real quick too, because for me, I guess what I represent in this particular hue group is the person that's the in between. Y'all don't understand how difficult and how confusing it is to be a caramel complected sister.
Right.
Because people will tell you all the time, I don't know what you are. What do you mean you don't know what I am? You ain't dark skinned, but you ain't light skinned. What are you? You know what I mean? And I was the one, even though I am caramel complected, my mother was very light skinned, and then she married my stepfather and my little sister, and he was like very, very fair skinned. And then my little sister came, so she was fair skinned. So I was the chocolate drop. Oh, I know that ain't your daddy.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing that I went through. And I remember, because I always had hair. You know what I mean? I still do, even though I got a little wig on right now. I still got hair up under here, right? And I remember, you know, the fact that my hair waved up. And it was long. And that made me feel like something, because I don't care if I'm not light skinned or yellow bone, I got good hair. You get what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell y'all, as a child, this is the thing that I grew up trying to make myself feel better and compensate for, because you're taught that if you're not light skinned, that somehow, some way you are inferior, or You have to work so much harder to prove yourself. I remember being in school, and then so on the other end of the spectrum, I remember I'm really smart. You know, I was like a nerd, straight nerd. I like school. I like doing homework. I like being smart. I remember that I was accepted into a magnet program.
Yes.
And I was in the class, and yeah, I was probably one of 3 black kids in my classes. But I remember hanging out with my black friends, because you had the magnet program, and then you had what they called the regulars, which was like the regular classes.
Yeah.
And so I would go at lunchtime and I would hang out with my friends. They in the regular classes. They say, "Oh, you in the magnet program, but you black."
Yeah.
Like
I was gonna say that.
They would say, "Oh, you an Oreo."
Yes, let's get on that.
Oreo. You a white girl stuck in a black girl's body. These are the things. And so when you said that earlier, when you said, you know, so I tried to be black. I tried to act out. I tried to fight. Why are we taught that is what we have to do in order to be African American? Why are we taught that we have to be lunatics, that we have to act the fool, that we have to be promiscuous, that we got to be stupid? I dumbed myself down in school because I wanted so bad to fit in with my peers. We had to go, we had to change the mindset for our children. If we do not, we will keep going down in society.
Okay, because my daughter, she's 21. And she dealt with the very same thing. And we're military, so we traveled all around the world. So I can remember the first day she came home and she said, "Mom, someone called me a Oreo." And I said, "Well, why did they call you a Oreo?" She said, "They told me that I was a white woman. I was a white girl trapped in a black body." I said, "Excuse me?" I said, "No, ma'am, you are an intelligent woman. Period. Right. I don't want to hear a black, none of that. You're an intelligent woman, period." Now, mind you, I am saying this to my daughter, but her father's side of the family, because his mom is light, actually, his grandfather is half white. He's biracial. So his mom is very fair-skinned with red hair. They began to say that to her as well. "You ain't nothing but a old white woman trapped, you know, black woman." And I'm like, come on, how are you? We talking about South Carolina here. So I'm like, why are you saying this to her? Do you know she is 21? And it is taking me layers on top of layers on top of layers from one statement that was made to her in elementary school. I am still saying, you are not an Oreo. You are not a Valley girl. You are an intelligent black woman. You know what I'm saying? And then I have to catch myself because I want to take the black out of it and just say, no, you just, you know, it's like I'm trying to figure out, like you said, what terms do we use? What do we say so we don't continue with the stigmatism and the, you know, the stereotypes of what they, the white people, have placed on us. So
I'm gonna let Miss Serenity talk, and then we gonna have to wrap this thing up. You see how fast that went? Listen,
I just wanted to say that I believe that a lot of our issues, as a community, as a group, as a tribe, are brought to us by media, and we are not holding media accountable for what they do to us and how they portray us. And we need to stop with the step and fetch it. We need to stop with the thuggery. We need to stop with the, you know, all of this that we got going on. Drug type stereotype. Yeah, exactly.
Good rat. Side shit.
But
Ratchet.
But you know what? It's because we take on an identity because we've lost our identity.
Yes.
Like we were saying earlier, 300 years ago, they snatched our identity from us and they gave us an identity. The white people gave us an identity and said, this is how you're going to act. Because if not, you're not going to be accepted. And so what we have done, we've continued on in that. Instead of healing, there's no healing because we don't know how to heal. Because we want to blame everybody. Well, your mama was saying that to me. Your mama was calling my mama fat and black. And so I'm going to continue to dislike you because your mama didn't like my mama. Come on, bruh. Your mama's 78 years old and she's still disliking my mama because they was talking about each other in high school. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing that's going over and over and over, and it just goes from generation to generation.
Yes, I will say this, and I really think it's really important for us to touch on this. We have an identity. We really do.
We do.
There are so many things that we have created, from our music to the inventions that don't nobody want to talk about.
Yes.
The things that we have created. We have a legacy. We have an identity. What we have been told is that we don't. And so we go and we walk around here saying, well, I got all of this inside of me. I got all of this flowing. My brothers and sisters just did the highest grossing movie. Black Panther was the highest Wakanda Forever. Do you understand that was directed by a black man, all black cast? Let's be clear. We have everything in us. We're telling ourselves that we don't have an identity. And so we go around and we had this stuff. We get mad when the Oscars don't want to acknowledge us. We get mad when the Grammys don't want to acknowledge us. But when you get an NAACP Image Award, you want to act like that's not nothing. When you get a BET Award, you want to act like that's not important enough. Quit going and trying to build these houses. Quit trying to go in somebody else's house
and build
except you build your own house.
That's what I was going to say.
I'm tired of it.
Why can't we do our own shows?
We have our own identity. We need to quit trying to make people make. If I'm approved, if the white person or this person or this group says that I'm good, then I'm good. Baby, you're good. You was born good. You're good. It's in you. Okay.
Yes. As a screenwriter and as a film producer, I'm gonna speak real quick. The very first movie that I did, real quick, was In Utero. Beautiful, beautiful black women telling a beautiful story about sisters who want to come together at the very end. Now, why people want to get all up in my casting situation and say they don't look like they could be sisters? Do you not understand how melanin and DNA work? Let me tell you, this is how it works. Black men, black women, and you're going to come all out the spectrum on that.
Yes.
So please don't talk to me. And if you want to break it down, I'll let you talk to my husband, who has a degree that will tell you all about your science that you need to understand. As black people, we need to understand light skin, dark skin, we all up the spectrum. You're still black.
Yes.
And just to say, Kendrick Lamar knew what he was saying when he said it's in our DNA.
It is.
If you would listen to what he's saying, he's telling you it's all in our DNA.
We got it, baby.
We got it. Like she said,
it's something that they take and they use.
Come on here.
Listen.
If you knew what it was, like they said, that it's gold. Vibranium ain't something that they just came up with because of this movie for Black Panther. Do your research. It's something that's in
DNA.
us.
Yes.
It's in our DNA.
Listen, guys, we got to wrap this thing up. We'll be talking all day, but here I do need to explain this to you. If you like this live video, if you like this broadcast, make sure that you follow me, Toni Ringgold. Make sure that you go on B106 Hip Hop and R&B, because we will be doing a open panel. There will be an event created around this. There actually is going to be two events. There's going to be one here in Killeen, and there's going to be one in Austin. This subject is not something that we can talk about in 30 minutes.
No.
It is something that has to be discussed in a real way, and it's going to get even deeper, because you know on radio we can only say so much. Listen, I do want to quickly mention we have some events coming up. April 28th, which is next Saturday, is Behind Closed Doors. This is put on by Casa. It is a stage play that's going to be at Viva La Arts. Shout out to KZ Fraser Drama. This is a really important play because it's talking about child abuse. It's talking about domestic violence. It's talking about those things that happen behind closed doors. Like your mama say, what happens in this house
stays in this house.
Exactly. Well, this is going to bring a face to it. So make sure that you go and you check it out with the nonprofit organization Casa. Also, mark your calendars in advance. July 7th, Operation Family Matters with Teach Them to Love Outreach Ministries is going to be an amazing, exciting festival with all types of activities for kids and adults, cook-offs, choir competitions, talent competitions, what they got, the go-karts, everything. And it's actually going to be in Cove at Camp Triumph. So I just want to let you guys know, start putting bugs in your ears. Please, please, please make sure that you go and you go and like the Facebook page, B106 Hip Hop and R&B. Make sure you follow me, Toni Ringgold, and let me know about your community events and nonprofit events so that I can get it on the air. We are all here to help each other. I want to thank each and every one of my listeners for listening, and I gotta give a shout out to my panel. Yes. Yes, y'all did that. Miss Phoenix, Miss Serenity, and Miss Julia. Y'all be hearing more from these ladies. This was dynamic, and I thank everyone for listening. Always remember, as I'm getting choked up with these allergies.
Yes, it's okay. It's okay.
I want everyone to remember there is enough sun for everyone to shine. All right.
Wow.